So, around like what year would you say you started meeting the congregation and start getting more involved with them? And if you could, just kind of share some memories on it or a little light on it, some what I'm saying, some cool stories that some people may not know about.
Well, I mean, it had to be about, I'd say about 15 years ago. About 15 years ago. Because I got married about 25 years ago. And I say into my marriage, it was about 5 years into the marriage when the Most High started dealing with me. And when I connected with the brothers down south, and when I came up here, I seen a couple of the brothers on TV. So I'm like, let me go and visit these brothers, because we was pretty much thinking the same thing. And most I dealing with you, you come across a brother that's saying the same thing, you want to meet them brothers. So I went to the south side, like I said. I met the brothers over on the south side. From then on, we got to know one another. We went down south. They took a trip with us down south. We broke bread together. The brothers broke bread with us. I'm talking about the Daniyahu, which called itself Prince Israel. And then another brother named Habakkuk, he came down there with Prince Israel. And we broke bread together. It was beautiful brothers.
About like 15 years ago.
About 15 years ago. Very knowledgeable brothers. And I think he's right now over in what did you call that place? It's right on the outskirts of Chicago. He has a little congregation over that way. And then after that, I came in contact with the brother Daniyahu. He was splitting knowledge about the Most High. So I came in contact with him. When he came down south, I had him to meet the brothers down south, and we broke bread together. We even went to visit him so far as to Tampa, and we broke bread with him over in Tampa. And I remind you, both of them brothers that I met, they were brothers who used to live in Israel, who actually lived in the land. And then would come back and forth from Chicago to Israel. So out of that, the brothers, we all were in the knowledge of the truth. And I can show you, the Most High was teaching me at the time. These are documents that I didn't study through. I mean, talking about the Catholic, talking about the Masons, the symbols, even the Illuminati. I mean, if you look at my books, this is my study books. Look at them. Pretty much tore apart. For the most time. My analytical book. I even got 5 different type of Bibles. My scripture book. It's tore all up. So when a lot of the brothers say that when I hear a lot of the other brothers that I look at up on the TV or whatever, on YouTube or whatever, and they say that your learning came from them, no, they're just wrong about that. Even though I respect what they're teaching, but I didn't learn from them.
You talking about the guys from One West Boulevard or
One West. I mean, any of the brothers you see out there teaching. I ain't never met any of the brothers. I just come to know who they were. Probably I'll say about maybe 6 years ago, maybe. And never met them, but hey, I respect what they're teaching. Some things I agree with them on, some things I disagree with them on. But hey, I respect them, and hey, whoever the Most High is dealing with, and what he's dealing with them at that time, then hey, I have to respect that and let the Most High bring forth the truth.
So you really didn't necessarily get awoken by, I would say, the guys that are pushing the truth now, even though they kind of, I guess I want to say they maybe kind of branched out, or they probably started out about 15, 20 years ago, maybe even further. But what you're saying is that you never really came across them. Your history and your knowledge came from more or less here, right?
From here, but it started down south in Cairo. That's where the knowledge of me knowing that who I was. Because when I was growing up, my father, on my father's side, I knew that they were Israelite people. Because they had a church on the same block where we lived at. So I knew they were Israelites, but by me being young, I didn't understand what what they were preaching or talking about. All I know is my uncle always called on the name Yahweh. And I always wondered who was Yahweh. Because he would joke around with me, Yahweh gonna get you. So he would joke around with me about it. So I never really understood it until I came up here, because I still was, remind you, still going to the Christian church, doing the same old Christian thing, Sunday, letting the pastor steal the money from me, But after that, the Most High sit me down. He sit me down.
So it was brothers coming to Cairo, actually, Israelite congregations was fellowshipping with y'all in Cairo.
Right, exactly. Even the brother Jacob, they call him the Hebrew one. He from St. Louis. And matter of fact, he has a radio show right now called the Hebrew one. We broke bread with that brother from over in St. Louis. He would come to Cairo, and some of the congregations from St. Louis would come down to Cairo, and we would have a big assembly, a gathering together, in other words. So, but the brothers that today, I never really even got a chance to even talk to them. I only seen them on the internet. So when it comes to the truth, the Most High taught me what the truth was. Not no One West, no IUIC, no ISUPK. None of them brothers taught me anything about the truth. I had to dig in that book myself, and the Most High leading and guiding me and giving me understanding about the book. Other than that, hey, you can claim that you were only taught by certain people, but only the Spirit teaches the truth. No one man gonna have all the truth. No one camp gonna have all the truth. Remember, there's 12 tribes that were set up, and that 144,000 didn't come from one camp. It came from 12 camps. And some of the things I look at, I don't see each camp with 12,000 people in it. Remember what it says in Revelation. It was 12,000 from each tribe that stood up on the mountain. 144,000 whom the Most High chose out, that no other man were able to sing a new song that they sung. So that 12,000 can be all different types of places and all different types of camps. It ain't gonna be no one camp that's running the whole truth. So if you think you are coming from one camp and you got all of the truth, then that thing, I'll say it like this: you got to be smarter than the Most High if you think one camp is more stronger than the next camp.
Well, let me ask you this then, because how did you guys deal with the spirit, I guess, of division? Because I guess you see a lot of division in the One West function, where they all came from one school and kind of branched out due to difference of doctrine and things like that. Kind of talk about how your experience has been as far as were you always about division, or were you always about the gathering of Israel?
Well, I'm looking at it from the perspective that you're gonna have some a little division in Israel, but as far as me, I go. I'm not a person who wants to bring division because the Most High is gathering Israel as a whole. He's not gathering them as a camp. He's gathering them as a house and bringing them back into the fold. So I mean, if you got a brother in your camp that's bringing division, then hey, the best thing you're supposed to do is correct that brother. And if the brother can't stand the correction, then hey, you have to move on with your camp. And that's the same thing we did when we were in our congregation. If a brother was caught doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing, we talked to the brother, we set him down, and if the brother didn't learn from that, then we had to say, well, you either with us or you not. But let me tell you this, that doesn't stop him from being an Israelite. See, a lot of people think just because you throw a brother out of the camp, that stops him from being an Israelite. That don't stop him because you can't take away a nationality of a person. So the main thing is that you have to try to lead your people, bring them together, give them some type of understanding of what they need to do as a people. I mean, the basic thing that we should be doing is knowing who the Most High is, following His commands, and knowing that we should be striving to get back to the land in which He promised our forefathers. Now, if you're not striving for that, then you're not in Yah. You're not in the Most High. So the thing I would tell people, go out there, read the book for yourself. Let the Most High guide you. Ask Him for understanding. Don't lean onto your own understanding. Just ask Him for guidance. And if He's working with you, He'll confirm everything that He is teaching you. That's how you know that the Most High is with you. He confirms what He says.